Okay, this video is actually for all you Boy Meets World fans out there. Who's better for Cory, Topanga or Lauren? I got the inspiration to actually make this video after I saw Girl Me She Doesn't Like Me or She Don't Like Me. For some reason, I got the inspiration to actually go back and watch Heartbreak Cory because of how Topanga was acting. Now, when it comes to Cory and Topanga, we automatically believe in our minds that they were meant to be together, even though they're just familiar. They actually grew up together, they went to school together, and they started dating as friends. Well, they started off as friends, and then they started dating, and then this thing kind of progressed from there. But if you honestly think about it, who's the person that wears the pants in the relationship? Topanga. Not so much Cory, but Cory's always been a sensitive guy. But he's always been the guy that never really went outside the box. He was always stuck in the same environment, and that was the environment he was comfortable in. But let's talk about the two ladies that are pretty much a huge influence in his life. Let's start off with Topanga. Of course, Topanga actually grew up with Cory and pretty much saw Cory how he was progressing from being a little kid on up to a teenager on up to a grown man. Now, she is somewhat of an inspiration because he's pretty much her first love. As well as Topanga made a lot of sacrifices to be with him. I mean, shoot, her parents moved all the way to Pittsburgh, and she was able to stay with her aunt in Philadelphia just to be with him. She's made a lot of sacrifice for the guy. But I got to admit, Topanga has literally been very difficult to deal with. Not only is she extremely authoritative, she's very pragmatic in her thinking, and it always sticks to one way. She doesn't really think in multiple ways. And also with this past episode that I saw with Girl Me She Doesn't Like Me or She Don't Like Me, the fact that she actually has somebody audited because they didn't like their daughter is pretty much straight up frightening. Like, seriously, it is. But that's how Topanga always has been. She's always been a control freak. And it was really refreshing to see that in that episode. And if you guys haven't seen my review of it, I will leave it up there and somewhere in the card. But other than that, the thing of it is that she's always been that authoritative individual. And in my opinion, I don't think Cory has been able to completely be him around her. It seems like he more fears her than loves her. He still loves her, don't get it twisted. He loves Topanga, but she pretty much wears the pants in the relationship, and he kind of lets it happen because he's somewhat maybe a little bit afraid of her. But let's talk about Lauren in this case. Now, when I actually went back to see Heartbreak Cory, and also it makes you think of Girl Meets Ski Lodge when Riley ended up meeting Lauren's son, and she pretty much had this same exact situation, the same exact scenario with Lauren's son. They actually did talk all night, and they enjoyed each other's company. The same exact thing with Cory and Lauren. They enjoyed each other's company just sitting on the couch and talking. And it seems like that they really did connect. Not only so much they had a great chemistry, it just felt the fact that she was a lot more laid back, and he seemed like really at ease and just being himself, and he wasn't afraid of just being him, which really makes me think that Lauren is the better pick. Now, when it comes to Cory, around that time, he was always stuck in the same situation he was in because he didn't want to go outside the box. He wanted to stay in the box he was in. He was always comfortable where he was. He didn't necessarily go outside, and do something different. And there have been many times that Cory and Topanga have taken a break. And yes, the big breakup was because of the fact that she allowed him to go and see Lauren and have a date with her. And we all know that scenario. But the thing of it is that Topanga is so authoritative that she doesn't really allow anything to be different sometimes. But Lauren, it seems natural to her. But here's the big kicker. When I actually did go back and see the episode that they actually went on a date, Lauren was talking about, of course, Lauren actually came from New York, and that was the first thing that she said, and I think it's Heartbreak Cory. So, where did Cory move to? New York. When they actually went on their date, Lauren was talking about how she wanted to have kids and a husband that loves her and live in a cabin. Yeah, he didn't live in a cabin, but what happened? Not only did he get married, he also popped out a few kids. Well, not him, but Topanga popped out a few kids. Everything that was Lauren's fantasy for her dream guy was everything that Cory did. So if you honestly think about it, would Cory actually be in New York if it wasn't for his date with Lauren? Can we really say that Topanga was a huge influence on him? In a way, she's made a ton of sacrifices and she has seen him grow. And not to mention that Topanga was extremely confident in their relationship, not necessarily worried about him cheating on her, even though in the entire series he has had his issues with being tempted. And he's been tempted multiple times. But this one was different. Lauren pretty much came out of the blue. Not only that, they had terrific chemistry to where he really wanted to see her again. Now, Topanga was someone familiar, someone he's known pretty much throughout his life, as someone he has been with for so long of a time that not only did he probably feel invested in it, that I'm not saying he didn't love her, but the fact is he felt like that he shouldn't. Because the one thing that he said to Lauren was that, I can't like you because I have a girlfriend. He said he can't, not that he won't or he doesn't. He can't. He never really went outside the box because he was just too scared to. But if Cory actually was brave and chose Lauren, in my opinion, I really do believe that Lauren would be the far better pick than Topanga. Because he would actually be allowed to be himself. And maybe even if you went outside the box or maybe went in a different direction, Lauren would probably be able to talk to him, but still make him feel comfortable in being him without feeling downgraded. Because honestly, in their relationship now, even though they've been together for 22 years, probably a little bit more now as season 3 has gone on, you don't really see the same thing that you saw all those years ago with the 7 seasons of Boy Meets World. You really didn't see that. It started to diminish. Don't get it twisted. I know that love changes. And I know that love changes into other things. But the thing of it is that you don't really see that anymore. You really don't. Not with those two. And it seems like that there's a time that Topanga occasionally kind of does talk down to Cory. Cory does the same exact thing with Topanga. And it seems like that maybe he's a little bit more comfortable in talking to her. But I still feel it would be more natural with Lauren. That's just my personal opinion here. If Cory actually decided to go outside the box and wasn't afraid when he actually did have the outs, well, he temporarily had somewhat of an out to go on a date with Lauren. And if he actually chose Lauren over Topanga, I don't think it would be a loss. Now, everyone's saying, oh, no, wait a minute. If he actually did date Lauren, there would be no Riley. Says who? Look at Riley. Riley looks exactly like Cory. She may have and she has a mind of Topanga, but she looks like Cory. So it could be the fact that she would still look like Cory, but have a mind of Lauren, which means she would not be extremely she would not be a huge control freak. She wouldn't be authoritative. She would allow people to at least make their own decisions and allow them to change. And she wouldn't be completely insane all the time. Don't get it twisted. There are some people who are that happy-go-lucky, but she's to the point where it's like to the extreme. And maybe she'll be less annoying. I'm just saying, it could be a huge perk for Riley if Lauren was her mom than Topanga. But guys, those are my thoughts. I really do believe that Lauren is a far better pick for Cory than Topanga could ever be. But guys, I want to hear your thoughts about this. Leave a comment in the comments below. Let me know exactly how you feel, whether or not you think that Topanga's a better pick or Lauren's the better pick. Because in my opinion, I'm all for Lauren. But since that ship has sailed, we got Topanga, and so far, it's pretty decent. But other than that, guys, I want to hear your thoughts. Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.